All right, good morning, Chair Postman, Member Garrett, staff, and guests. Lobbies are open and recording has begun.
Discussion. Good morning, everybody. We'll convene the Washington State Liquor and Cannabis Board meeting for August 30th, 2023. First we have approval of meeting minutes from our August 22nd, 2023 board caucus. Motion to approve those. Oh, you're muted, I think. You can't unmute?
She has controls.
I don't know what's happening. Daniel, do me a favor, unmute yourself for a sec. Let's see if we can hear you. You there?
Testing.
Yeah, okay, you're there. Okay. So Ollie, you're not able to, oh,
Might be logging
I think
out.
she just logged out. She might be logged
all
out.
right, we need to just stand at ease then. Just lost our quorum.
Could she second a motion via charade? Like 2 words.
Yeah.
First word sounds like
There we
Okay,
go. Oh, it went off for.
Okay, it's working
Yeah.
now.
There we go.
yeah, excellent, great, okay.
Okay.
Motion
All right.
to approve board caucus minutes for August 22nd, 2023.
I move approval of board caucus minutes for August 22nd, 2023.
Great, I second and that is approved, thank you. Now we're going to move into some alcohol-related rulemaking action on private club membership drives, and Daniel Jacobs.
Thank you, Chair Postman, Board Member Garrett, LCB staff, members of the public. Good morning. I am here to request approval of the rulemaking order, also known as the CR 103, regarding private club membership drives. If approved today, this rule change will be in effect September 30th. Private clubs are allowed to have membership drive events under current rules as a mechanism to recruit new members, and at these membership drive events, club liquor can be given or sold to attendees as part of these events. Normally, only club members are allowed to consume club liquor, but these membership drive events allow the club members to invite guests and members of the public to the clubs. The goal and idea being to incentivize them to become members. For anyone interested, the specific rule here is Washington Administrative Code 314-40-040, Section 6. Currently, private clubs are allowed to have 1 membership drive per quarter or for a year, and they are not allowed to have events on consecutive days. So, and I gave this example yesterday during caucus, but I'll repeat it again. Let's say, just because of how the quarter works, the last day of quarter 1 is a Tuesday, and the first day of quarter 2 is Wednesday. Currently, under our rules, you wouldn't be allowed to have your quarter 1 event on the Tuesday and the quarter 2 event on the Wednesday, because that would be 2 days in a row. The board received a petition back in July 2022 from a member of the Vancouver Elks seeking to make 2 changes to these rules. The first change was to expand the number of membership drive events from 1 to 2 a quarter, or 8 a year. And the second would be to allow consecutive days of membership drive. The board accepted this petition in September 2022, and because of other rules that were underway and staffing issues, various things, I think I got hired during the interim, but the CR 101, which is the pre-proposal statement of inquiry, the first step in the rulemaking process, wasn't filed until March 2023. Draft rules were circulated in early May, and these draft rules reflected the requested changes. They expanded the number of membership drives from 1 to 2 per quarter. They allowed consecutive membership drives, but they also added an additional limitation. And the additional limitation they added was that they said that there has to be 7 days between membership events. So going back to the example I gave where quarter 1 ends on Tuesday and quarter 2 starts on Wednesday, you could now have a 2-day event during a quarter, and certain private clubs will have certain events for Cinco de Mayo or Labor Day or Halloween, Oktoberfest, whatever it is, and they'll want sort of a 2-day event. But under the current proposed rules, what the rule would say basically is you can't have your 1-day quarter 1 event on the Monday and your 1-day quarter 2 event on the Friday. If you decided to use your 2-day membership event for the year, you could have the 2-day membership event on Thursday, Friday, because that would be in quarter 2. But under this proposed rule, you got to have a week separated between membership events. And by membership event, we're referring to a membership drive, given that we're now including your 2-day event as one single event. I know that's a little confusing, and I said the word event a whole bunch, so I'm more than happy to answer questions here once I'm done explaining the rest of it. The public was given 2 weeks to comment on these rules. And while some comments came in after the 2 weeks, we still documented all those rules. And if anyone's interested, they can look at the CR 102 on our website to look at the comments. We received almost universally supportive comments. I think there was 1 or maybe 2 comments that weren't supportive, but most of these comments were from private club members who said, this is a great idea. This is going to help us expand our membership. And, based on that, we continued with the rulemaking process. The CR 102 was filed July 5th. The public hearing was held during the prior board meeting on August 15th. We received a single comment between the CR 102, which is when we officially published the draft rules, and the public hearing on August 15th. And that comment didn't actually ask for any changes to the proposed rule language. We also had one person testify during the hearing on August 15th, and they didn't ask for any changes either. Because no one asked for changes, we are proposing to file and make permanent the same rule language that we circulated in May, because we haven't received any comment or any indication that anyone thinks it's a bad idea. If approved today, again, like I said, the rules will become effective September 30th. And I'm happy to answer any questions, but based on this, I am requesting approval for filing the 103 today.
Okay, I have a quick question for some clarification. Yesterday, I really had this clear in my head. Today, not so much. So we're going from 1 per quarter to 2 per quarter. But I thought, the one I'm confused about is the consecutive thing. I thought
Sure.
these rules would allow 1 consecutive. So you could do a Thursday in quarter 1 and a Friday in quarter 2 together. But now I thought you said today you can't do that. So that's where I'm confused on the consecutive part.
Sure. So, and that's fine, because folks have actually had this question too. So under both sets of rules, under our prior rules, you couldn't do the day 1, quarter 1 event Tuesday and the day 2, quarter 2 event Wednesday. You still can't do that. What you can do is you can have a single 2-day event in a quarter, right? Because now what we're saying is you don't need to have 1 event per quarter. You can have 2 days per quarter. But what we're saying is,
per quarter, you can do those anytime you want. They can be together. They can be a week apart. They could be a month and a half apart.
Right. So yeah, you can have 2 per quarter, but they said, so you can have them a month apart, but they said, we'll give you 1 opportunity per year to do a 2-day consecutive drive. So if you want to do like a Thanksgiving and Black Friday event where folks all have the long weekend off,
right,
or I don't know,
right,
like I said, Cinco de Mayo, St. Patrick's, whatever it is,
right,
they can do that once a year. But what we're saying is for the rest of the time, give it a week of separation between these membership events.
Got it. Okay, great. So once a year, they could have a 2-day event. And they also, under the proposed 103, we're increasing the total number a year from 1 per quarter to 2 per quarter. So they get to go from 4
exactly.
days a year. One of those can be done as a 2-day consecutive event a year annually.
Exactly. But the 2-day event would use up their 2 per quarter.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's not a bonus day. You can just use those that way.
Exactly.
Okay. I got it. Thank you. Appreciate that.
No problem.
Seeing no questions, then we would entertain a motion to approve the 103 increasing private club membership drives from 1 per quarter to 2 per quarter, and as Mr. Jacobs explained.
I move approval of all of that, as Mr. Jacob explained.
Okay, great. And I second it, and then that is approved just as you told us. Thank you. Jacob.
Thank you. And I'm sorry in advance if anyone's confused. I'll definitely answer any follow-up emails because
No,
I
no.
know it's sort of a multi-step thing.
I got it. I got it now.
Perfect. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, we're going to move to general public comment now. This is where any member of the public has up to 4 minutes to speak. As I do each board meeting, I'll ask people to try to limit their comments to LCB business as much as possible. And of course, refrain from any personal attacks or going too far off topic, unrelated to what we're doing here. I'll let you know if I think you've done so. I ask everyone to be respectful to both the speakers and the people in the audience and who are online. Not going to expect any disruption, but if there is, we'll pause the meeting till we can stop the disruption. Comments are recorded, of course, as is with all our meetings. If you're in the room with us, just remember the microphones are super sensitive on the ceiling here. So no side conversations, rustling paper, phone calls, anything of that sort. Everyone gets 4 minutes. We'll give you a second to get settled when we call your name. When you have 30 seconds left, Dustin will remind you. And then at 4 minutes, we're going to ask you to finish right then. We're going to start our comments with those that have signed up online. And we have one today signed up, Christopher King.
Good morning, Chair. Christopher registered to speak, but is not online today.
Okay, we can double check at the end to make sure, but appreciate that. Then here in the room, we have 2 people signed up. The first is Peter Manning.
Good morning, Board Chair Postman and Board Member Ali Garrett and wherever Board Member Ballandroff is. We at Black Excellence Cannabis would like to say that we are confident once again and supportive of this agency and the new approach that they've taken towards social equity. We understand that potentially today could be the day that the applications will return from Pounder to the LCB. However, we haven't confirmed that. But if so, how long is it going to take for you guys to release information to the general public and those people that apply for the social equity license? We would like to know that as well. I really have nothing to say other than I've been in this fight since 2014, and I struggled to get my point across about the lack of inclusion of Black and Brown for many years. And I'm hopeful that the things that transpire over the next couple of weeks will validate and vindicate my effort and those efforts of those people that have joined me in the fight for equity. I really appreciate this board's approach under Postman's leadership and under Ali Garrett's leadership and Ballandroff's leadership. I think that we are like this close on the cusp of making things right in Washington when it pertains to cannabis and inclusion. And I'm really hopeful that we can all work together collectively to move forward to make this a family affair, a family event to where we all can benefit. And the boardroom could be filled with Black, white, yellow, red, whatever nationality that person may be, gender and all, and we can explore and experience cannabis equally on an equal playing field and equal level. Thank you.
Thank you. And next person is Mike Sun.
Good morning, Chair Postman, Board Member Garrett, and Board Member Ballandroff, and those present. I'm Mike Asai, Vice President, Black Excellence of Cannabis, also Emerald City Collective, first downtown dispensary, 2010, 2011. I echo what Peter said. It's been a long haul for a lot of us in this industry that were the pioneers. As I've done before, I want to give thanks to Peter, thanks to Board Member Garrett, and those who have been supportive of social equity in Washington. As Peter said, we have a long way to go. But I truly believe, as Peter and I and our organization, and I think a lot of people in the community see that there is change going. You can't change things overnight, but change is happening. And, we're hopeful that the licenses that are going to be going out, 46, that the majority go to Black and Brown and those who are affected by the war on drugs, obviously. And only thing, don't get too nervous. I'm not doing anything big presentation, but I just wanted to just show, like, in 2015, this was the amount of documents you needed. Okay. For social equity, you needed this. Okay. A binder. So, if going forward 50/80, something can change with that, as far as documentation and, obviously, we know this is the first time around for this social equity, but just wanted to bring that to the board's attention that, you needed like 4 documents in 2015, where here, like I said, you literally, actually, this not even, need actually more than this. But anyway, we just thank the board for what they've done. We're going to always hold you accountable if we've seen something that's, not to our liking and not to the community's liking. But we're solution-based. We're here to just have solutions and move forward in a positive manner. And, Washington can really, this is an opportunity for Washington to really be a positive face for social equity in the nation. So thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Oh, can I say one thing? I'm sorry.
Of course, yeah.
I just wanted to say today's my granny's birthday. She's 95. She's still mentally strong, pays her own bills. And it's a blessing that my grandmother is still here at 95 years old. And I just wanted to tell my granny happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. That's great.
Hey, well, you also just told that you got longevity, so if you don't get it right, you got a whole bunch of years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Out here, but.
Okay, that is the end of our agenda today. And so seeing nothing else, then we will adjourn the board meeting for Wednesday, August 30th, 2023. Thanks, everybody.
Man, this is getting shorter and shorter. That was a little bit more.
Well, we would have gotten